Welcome to In the Garden with Ed Brown, OSU Extension Educator in Athens County. I just wanted to give you some weekly updates on our growing vegetables in your home garden for our seed vegetable trials. Today I'm going to be looking at starting our seeds for lettuce. I just want to give you some helpful hints each week, things that I might be doing you can try. I also want to answer your questions, so if you see something come up in your own home garden that you want me to address on these weekly updates, we'll see how things grow and try to grow all this together as a team. This is going to be a little less formal, probably not highly produced kind of videos, but just some helpful hints and hopefully to get to know you and have some success for your vegetables. So let me get started here with some of my tricks that I use for getting my lettuce going. I wanted to work with lettuce because I know in the previous years we've had some problems, people complaining about not getting their lettuce to sprout like it's supposed to, so I want to give some helpful hints. First off, I picked up this tray here. It's a 128 cell tray. Had my local garden center, small cells. You can use whatever you want. Some people use cups or directly sow them in the garden, or if you maybe even some egg cartons, some of the compressed paper egg cartons that you have. What I've given you in our seeds are these pelletized seeds, and I don't know if you can see, but it's got a little coating on the outside to help make it a little bit easier to handle these very small seeds. I just did that for ease of use. But the biggest thing we got to make sure when we plant these, one way or the other, we got to make sure that they stay moist so that coating dissolves. And I think that's one problem, or that we don't plant them too deep. So what I usually do is I'll just put them right here on top and on this, and just has good contact with the soil. And then I'll put that in there, and I'll do that I'm going to plant about 3 times as many as I'm going to need, just to be safe and to see. And we're going to look at in the coming weeks how many what kind of percentage we're getting with sprouting on this. But be kind of generous. You're going to have to thin these out or just use them in your garden. All right, here are some of my helpful hints that you might have. First thing is, when I use the soilless mix here, I'm using a seed starter mix. It's got some water holding capacity. One key thing is I always moisten my soil or have it wet prior to planting anything, because sometimes that dry mix will float away and the seeds will get buried too deep. So people use several different ways to get it wet. You can water underneath, put it in another tray with water and let it soak up in the bottom. I like to put my soil my mix in a bucket and mix it with water and get it all moist prior to putting it in. So all this was all put in here. It was wet, ready for the seeds to be put in. I've already put in my seeds here. Now with these little seeds like this, they just need a very light covering. You could use more of the mix to put it on top. I'm going to use some vermiculite and just sprinkle it on top. Let me do that. We just need a light, just so it's barely covered. I planted about 30 seeds of each variety here, my lettuce. So we just need to go it lightly over here. This is a volcanic product, very good, holding water. I'm gonna put some of that all over here. So you get it all over, just a light coating. Some of that maybe look too heavy, but that's okay. And it's key to have those seeds in there have good soil contact, because these things have to stay moist in order to germinate, especially with the seed coating on it. Put you a little bit more on this side. Now you want to check this every day and make sure. Now you can keep it watered underneath. Key thing is this: the soil has to be warm, but not too warm. So lettuce likes about 65 degrees. Temperature is ideal for these lettuce seeds to sprout. You can either have a cooler place, or if you have a cold frame or a hotbed, you can put that. Just make sure that the window's up on that on a warm day, or it will get too hot in there. If you need to keep watering this or to keep it moist, one easy thing is I just have a little spray bottle. I'll just mist these on a regular basis just to keep everything nice and moist. So I'll keep that. And just make sure, and we don't have to have it soaking wet, but we do always need to keep everything moist on this. So it might be a regular chore just to come out and make sure everything stays wet. That's about all it. We're gonna put this in, and we're not worried about lighting it this time because they're not sprouted. Once they come up next week, we'll do a little thing on keeping the right amount of light for this lettuce, but this is just getting us started today. And if you have any questions on any of this or getting started, just let me know. This is Ed Brown from OSU Extension, Athens County. Please give me any feedback you have on how I can improve these videos or any other helpful hints that you would like as we go along here, and I will see you next week.